Thank you so much for joining today. We're talking about robo-taxis in San Francisco have gotten permitted to conduct business. And if you stay long enough, we're talking about important news happening last week. Welcome to my channel, where I give you the latest Tesla news. So big news coming out of the self-driving taxis as of last week. Cruz and Waymo are permitted to operate fully in the entire city of San Francisco, California. After being able to operate in limited amount in parts of the city voted to allow them to operate throughout the whole city. This is a really big deal since for months or even years the companies were only allowed to operate in specific portions due to safety concerns. Not having enough data, the city wants to make sure that the autonomous cars are not interrupting emergency vehicles. So now the city has set to allow these automated vehicles to operate in the entire city. Now Waymo operates an electric Jaguar and will be allowed to operate up to 35 miles per hour. They'll be able to operate on highways, given that they'll be allowed to drive up to 65 miles per hour. Now, San Francisco is the first city in the United States that has given permission to companies to operate self-driving vehicles in full with little or no exceptions.
California has just put itself at the center of the race for self-driving cars. On Thursday, a state agency gave the green light to Alphabet's Waymo and GM's Cruise to expand their self-driving taxi services throughout San Francisco and to operate at all hours of the day, putting them in direct competition with local companies Uber and Lyft for paid taxi rides. The California Public Utilities Commission voted on Thursday 3-1 in favor of the two companies, which have been offering limited services restricted by times and geographic areas. State regulators sided with the companies in the face of a contentious 6-hour public hearing. Transportation and safety agencies, such as the police and fire departments, as well as many residents, had opposed the idea, voicing concerns about erratic driving and interference with their operations. Those in favor of the expansion, technologists and other residents, argued self-driving cars offer a safer alternative to human drivers and bring jobs and attention to a city in desperate need of a financial lift.
Now, two things to point out right here is, so far, number one, they should be able to prove that the safety, especially versus humans, is going to be significantly better. There won't be a driver looking at their cell phone, no drunk drivers. From that perspective, the autonomy system should be much safer than a human driver. Number two is, of course, cost reduction. Uber or Lyft would cost, in let's say, a 15-mile range, between $50 and $90. In self-driving cars, the cost of the driver is removed, which means the cost will be much cheaper and also much safer. This will be the test to see how the public responds to this new technology, to eventually applying it to other cities or around the country within the next 2 years. Of course, there'll be some extreme testing in extreme weather conditions. But imagine some 80-plus-year-old person without fast reaction will be happy to use autonomy to get to their destination. Also, people that have disabilities that restricts them from operating a car will be able to be mobile again. Tesla has not achieved full self-driving yet, as announced as level 4. These cars still require a steering wheel and pedals simply so that in emergencies someone can jump into the car and move it. So far we know that these new fully autonomous cars are working on mapping the city, while Tesla operates also with cameras and sensors. In some sort, it is a different technology. Tesla has millions of reported footage. The system is learning by thousands of active users collecting data and sending it back to the main computer. Now, these news are really exciting for Tesla, since Tesla was expecting originally to be the ones trying to open the door to fully autonomous driving. So now, as soon as Tesla is ready with level 4, Tesla will be able to jump right in. Now, I believe the city has been accelerating this new technology because of unsafety of human drivers in the city. If you have other ideas, please let me know in the comments. If you like this kind of content, please like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell.
But let's recap what you said in terms of what this vote is, because I've seen a number of people say, well, this is going to allow them to put autonomous vehicles all over the state of California. No, this is strictly about 24/7 service within San Francisco, and other things like they might be able to add split fare routes in the future. And it's just for Cruz and Waymo. They are the ones who are applying to the CPUC. Why are they applying for expanded service in San Francisco? Well, over the last several years, as they have been testing their vehicles and testing the autonomous vehicle technology on the streets of San Francisco, they have expanded the number of vehicles that you will see out there. And if you go out to San Francisco, it's not uncommon to see a Cruise vehicle or a Waymo vehicle. There are 300 in operation for Cruise, 250 for Waymo. And the issue here is whether or not they should be allowed to go 24/7, allowing autonomous rideshare.
So let's talk about Giga Mexico updates. Tesla begins construction of Giga Mexico. After over 4 months of waiting, the government of Nuevo León, Mexico has confirmed that Tesla could be given permission to begin construction of their new Gigafactory at any moment. Tesla's next great factory has been anticipated since even before the company announced the location during Investor Day. Once it had been revealed that the facility would be in northern Mexico, it seems that though Tesla would begin construction at their usual speed, but on June 29th, internal reports from the company stated that the Gigafactory would be likely to delay long enough to push the production start all the way to 2025. According to the governor, Sam Garcia of Nuevo León, it was actually paperwork that had stood in the way. Any project being built requires many permits to be checked and signed, especially with a Gigafactory being built by a foreign company in an area where water conservation is a real issue. Now, the local government had to spend some time clearing all permits for the environment, energy and water, and more. Now, Tesla already started to break ground. Materials and equipment is starting to be shipped to the site as we speak. The governor told reporters that the new model of vehicles Tesla intends to build at Giga Mexico is now in the final stages of its design, and all the production line software and other major factory infrastructure has already been planned out. Tesla is seeking new locations and is planning far ahead with the assumption this might happen again. Now, Tesla also realized that Mexico will take a little longer than Tesla would like. They've been already planning their execution, pretty common practice for large-scale commercial construction. Large industrial projects often require exemption and exceptions to certain local laws that have been justified over. Government impact studies often have to be completed, plans, blueprints, and have to be inspected. Local communities close by have to be informed. All of these take time. Tesla is banking on Giga Mexico to be their next showcase facility, and the rest of us, we would surely love to see the next cheaper model. Of course, there were more news about the Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk fight and all this other stuff, but we'll talk about that some other time. So I want to thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much.